Okay, so that was Drumheller, and then what are some other memories of her and life in the final frontier of Canada?
Well, then they did move to the frontier and the pioneer area of the Peace River District up near Eaglesham, at a little community a few miles west called Fox Creek. And a farmer had donated a Quonset in a house, and they called a pastor. It was just a mission point. Dad went up there because he had become somewhat disillusioned with the denomination and the Baptist leadership. And so he decided, I want to really be a missionary. And poor mom ends up at the ends of the earth. This is a French Canadian pioneer, um, what do they call those? Where you got a allotment of land.
Oh,
Um,
like the government just gave
yeah,
you an
would give
allotment of
the
land?
farmers so many acres of land to develop. If they would develop them, they could buy it for a song
Right.
and get started. But there was no power in the country, and there was no gas in the country. So everybody used lanterns, gas lanterns, or coal lanterns, and wood for heat, for cooking, for uh, you know warmth. And this is north. This is a hard, long winter. No Chinooks up there, and so this is what Mom faced going up there. They tried to get a couple of gas um, conveniences like a gas washing machine. Start a little motor that ran this agitator
Oh,
that then would wind the clothes through. And she had to run this machine to do wash. And then, you know, the lamps and so on, they tried to get some pressure lamps that would give enough light so that you could read at night
hmm.
and have some kind of existence, because it would get dark real early up there around 4 o'clock in the
Wow.
afternoon in the winter.
Yeah.
In the summer, you could play baseball at 11:30, but it's a brutal area. And the church was Pioneer Church. They didn't know how much money they would have to pay a pastor, so Dad just went by offerings and how much they could pay. And to supplement his income, he raised animals and had a big garden and did a lot of hunting and anything that they could do to just kind of make that dollar stretch a little farther.
Right.
And that's when Mom started to teach again. She um, had been qualified in the States, and she got certified in Canada. I think she took some courses. I think she took some
Hmm.
summer courses and teaching courses probably in Canada, and then she got her certificate to teach. Um, so she was able to help supplement the income as Dad did the mission preaching and visiting, and he would visit everybody, and he would work with the farmers because he was a farmer.
Right.
His family had come from Wisconsin. They were dairy farmers. After the Depression, they moved to West Coast. That's where he met Mom in Portland. But he knew farming. He loved farming, and he could relate to these guys. It was also the settlement of the evangelical group that he went to pastor was Swedish and Norwegian. They were Scandinavians,
Right.
and it was a French settlement generally in the community, but these Swedes and Norwegians were the ones that were evangelical and called him to this point, and they became a free church. But Mom led music and, always had a Christmas play and drama.
Did she play the piano?
And she played the piano wherever that was needed, and not so much in Drumheller, but everywhere else they went, she always ended up playing the piano because she could play by note quite well. She knew all the hymns, of course, and she was very concerned for us to learn to sing and to learn the songs as kids. And so she spent time with us. I remember she particularly insisted I get some voice lessons, which I'm grateful for today.
Sure.
But when I say she wasn't a cook, but she fed our minds and our spirits. She was the real teacher, the real parent, where Dad was busy. He did take a more time with us boys.
Sure.
Because he loved to do boys' things.
Yeah.
Hunting and baseball and that kind of thing. But Mom just nurtured us and taught us, read to us, discussed books. Any question we had, she'd be ironing away there, and we'd get into a deep discussion of almost anything. And Mom loved to talk and share ideas, and she didn't argue about it like Dad. Dad was the ideologue. He wanted everything decided by logic and reason, and you could argue your way to the truth. He was convinced.
Right.
But Mom would discuss ideas and throw them back and forth and ask questions, and she really taught us to think. And helped us with our courses. We were talking last night about Mark's homework.
Right.
I've never heard that before, but I'm sure she helped me with mine. And I remember even teaching for her when she got sick.
Oh.
They were so desperate for teachers up there in that district that there was no substitutes available. So Mom would make out a lesson plan, and I would go in and babysit this class. I didn't teach any courses or anything.
Right.
But I would tell them to get their books out and read these pages and write this essay, and I could do that, and I did that a few times.
How old were you approximately when
I
you
would
were
have
there?
been in high school. Probably,
in high school.
Yeah, probably grade 11, 10, 11.
Sure.
And so I got close to my mom. I really did. Always appreciate her and thought a lot more like her than I did my dad. My dad bothered me with some of his ideas and his dogmatism and so on. But my mom was the thinker, the open one, the one that would challenge you and make you think. So then I left home, of course, and I missed my mom. We ended up at Briarcrest for grade 11. Mark was in 11. I was in 12.
Right.
So I had 1 year of high school and 3 years of Bible school at Briarcrest Bible College, and just home for summers. It was far. Sometimes we would get home for Christmas, but it was quite a ways to go. And
okay. Well, hold that thought.